Good morning to you. It's a very casual Friday edition of Dan's At Home Update. I'm Dan Gresham, and casual because for the first time in a very long time, I worked outside of the studio today for the morning show. I actually went out and did something we call Good Food Friday from the Balboa Company in Beaumont in their outdoor kitchen. Had a very enjoyable morning with the folks from Judice's restaurant in Nederland. Educated about a lot of different things this morning. And I don't know about you, but I enjoy it when I have a chance to pick somebody's brain when you know they have the knowledge and the talent. You just want to sit there and go, so tell me, explain to me, how does this work? I've always enjoyed doing that. Interviews to me are one of the best things about what I do, and the chance to do them in full length and in depth without them having to be abbreviated because of time constraints is always very nice. That's what really attracts me to doing these Facebook, YouTube updates, is because we don't have those constraints and we can spend some time going into depth about things, or we can be very brief if we want to be. But there's no boundary, physical boundary that says you have to begin here and you have to stop there, which is nice. So this morning I had an entire almost 3 hours to sit and talk with chefs and business owners about what's happening in their world. And I took advantage of it. I learned some things this morning. Have you ever tried, and it's a Friday, so we can be kind of light today. Have you ever tried cooking lamb? It's not one of those things that I grew up with. I know a lot of people, other parts of the country, it was just, part of their monthly diet or whatever, their regular diet, that they would have a lamb shank or mutton, or maybe you'd have lamb chops. Not in this guy's house. You might have pork chop, but lamb was just not something. We didn't have lambs, on our land. Cattle, yes. Pigs, yes. You might have had all of those things, but you didn't have lamb. But I like lamb. I know a lot of people don't. It's a very different taste. I like the very earthy taste of lamb, and usually you only find it, and for me anyway, when I eat it, seems to be in Mediterranean restaurants or Mediterranean dishes like gyros or something like that. But anyway, these folks from Judice's do a slider, a small hamburger, and it's a mix of lamb and pork together, which is interesting because I was like, how did you come up with that? And why do you do that combination? And they were saying that they found that most Southeast Texans did not have a taste for lamb. They'd never had lamb. And when you said that it was lamb, some people were just, repelled, didn't care to try it. So they were mixing it with other things. Kind of cool. But anyway, I enjoyed my morning. Nice to be out, but that explains why I'm casual today. Do want to remind you, this is a two-way conversation. Yes, I can talk to you, but you can talk to me. Comments at the bottom of the page, just like you would any other Facebook post and or YouTube post. Tell me what you're thinking, where you're watching, what you got planned for the weekend. Doesn't matter to me. I'll throw this one out as a fun Friday light question. If you're going to a stadium for a sporting event, whether it's high school football, college football, baseball, watching the grandkids Little League, do you have a preferred concession stand staple favorite snack? Is there a go-to? Would it be a hot dog, corn dog, hamburger, nachos, popcorn, peanuts? But you can only have one. And if that were the case, what would you choose? I'm a nacho guy. Yeah, I like going when I'm watching baseball or football, unless I've got something. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's because you get more of it. Look at me. I'm a guy who enjoys more of everything. All right, so let's check out some of your comments. But anyway, you can post up and tell us what you're thinking this morning. What would be your stadium staple? Say good morning, Frederick. How are you? Hi, Joanne. It's nice to have you up with us. Hey, Tom. Nice to have you there in Frankfort, Illinois. Hope everything is going well. Hope you get to see us soon here in Southeast Texas. Hi, Nikki. Hope you have a good weekend planned. Loretta, have a nice weekend as well. Mindy, thank you for getting up with us. Chase on, where you been, my friend? Nice to have you with us this morning. Also, Karen over there in Bridge City. Barbara's up. David's up. Hi, Lisa. Glad you're watching up there in Woodville. I'm going to get up that way very soon. I'm going to head that direction. I got to go see some friends up there. Hi, Carlene. It's good to have you with us this morning. Barbara in Nacogdoches. Hope things are well up there in one of America's oldest cities, certainly one of Texas' oldest cities. is Nacogdoches. Hi, Peggy. Good morning to you. Carol is up this morning out in Elkhart. What, Carlene, you're already passing on lamb. Have you ever tried it? And she's not the only one. Look, Mindy, lamb, no thanks. I'll pass. I always ask people, is it because you just don't like the idea of what it is? Or is it because you tried it and you didn't like the taste? Are you one of those people that you don't vary away from the steadies? You know what you like and you like what you know. I get it. Good morning, Amy. She says, chili cheese nachos with peppers. Now you're getting to it. Jacqueline Ford, good morning to you there in Groves. Hi, Esther. Hope you got a good day planned for yourself, maybe a great weekend as well. Loretta says, recently introduced myself and my family to lamb in the past year and a half. Initially, they were a little unsure. The taste is different. I'm with you on that. Now we have it 4 or 5 times a month. I think it's a whole lot easier, and Loretta, you'd probably agree with me, to take it in small portions to begin with because it is a very unique flavor. Gyro sandwiches are a great way to get them because you get it mixed and you got a little tzatziki sauce on it, so that kind of hides a little bit of the flavor. But I also understand when people don't like it. Some people love duck. Other people can't stand duck. Some people love venison. Other people, they would never try it. Right? So again, it's personal preference. I get it. It is subjective. All right, let's talk about what's happening around in our world this morning. We always like to start where KFDM.com, good place to catch up on local news. I'm starting with radar this morning because I just want you to see there are still some showers out there. Sunshine at my house at the moment. I'm looking out the window, but there are some showers. None of them immediately Beaumont, Port Arthur, Orange, but you go a little bit further north and you see something. And if I broaden it out a little bit, look at that line there, huh? Still stretching out into the Gulf there. It's through New Orleans, like they need some more, and through southern Louisiana. But we're going to have showers over the weekend. There you see up towards Bon Weir, a few over in Leesville, up in Hemphill this morning. And we will continue to see more of them. Then you've got some back over south of Houston and League City. So just heads up to you. Yes, we're going to see the sun, but we're also going to have a chance for a few showers. Hey, do me a favor. Hit me with a thumbs up, a like if you don't mind. Works towards the algorithm so that more people can see what's happening on the morning update from the house. So if you do that for me before you leave, I would certainly appreciate it. Not going to keep you too long today. I don't know about you, but I was in the deep sleep this morning, and maybe part of it's on me for where I put my phone, but an Amber Alert went off and scared me half to death because your phone goes off. I have my wife's phone's going off because I use my phone as an alarm clock. I didn't know what it was. I really didn't. I think they're very useful. I think they certainly serve a purpose. They get immediate information out. But boy, I'm telling you, it can sure send you to another place if you're dead asleep trying to figure out what it is and what's going on. But anyway, law enforcement officer searching for a 6-year-old kidnapped from his mother's car Thursday night. So now you know why it's imperative, even in the middle of the night, that you get that information out so that other people can help you. The more eyes on, the better chance you have of finding this child. So yes, it's annoying, it's irritating, and to some degree it's meant to be that way so it gets your attention, and hopefully it is effective. I want to talk about real quickly what's happening with COVID cases in Southeast Texas. They are up. We are the 3rd leading trauma area in the state of Texas as far as number of confirmed cases. Percentage-wise, not sure number, but numbers to population, percentage-wise, and hospital beds. Our trauma area is 3rd in the state. And if you're not familiar, we've been talking about this for almost 2 years now. We are Trauma Service Area R. That is a 9-county area right here on the map. That is Trauma Service Area R. So you can see it does not include Harris County, but it does include Galveston County. It does include Chambers County, Jefferson County, Orange County, Hardin County. The list goes on. 9 counties. In that 9 counties, we have a total population of 1.3 million people. And as of yesterday afternoon, lab confirmed COVID-19 patients currently in the hospital, 530, 389 in the general beds, 139 COVID patients in ICU. And at this point, we have 6 available ICU beds over the 9-county region. And then we have 11 available staffed pediatric ICU beds. The most alarming trend, if you look at it, is the current age group that represents the greatest gain in the number of COVID-19 cases, which is not people obviously over 65. It is those people between the ages of 20 and 40 that we're seeing a significant increase. Again, I just wanted to get that out there going into the weekend so you have a pretty good idea of where we're going. And the numbers do not come out every day. You get the numbers from a variety of different places. We get them from the state, we get them from the counties, we get them from the trauma region. So they come from different directions. I know it's confusing. If you hear us say there were 3 deaths in Jefferson County, and then in the next breath, we're reading the Beaumont numbers and we say there were 5 deaths, and you're like, was that 3 plus 5 equals 8 deaths, between Jefferson and Beaumont? Or are those 3 included in the 5? I know it is very confusing, but it's been that way since the beginning, right? And I wouldn't expect that to change a whole lot. All right. All that being said, while we're speaking of numbers, and I'm going to finish up and get out of here because it's Friday, and I know you want to get out and get some things done too. I want to show you, I always try to end on a positive note, always try to end on things that affect us. All of these things we've talked about today affect you and I directly here where we sit, right? Now, this next story may not affect you today, but if you're lucky, it will at some point. You will be at a point when all of a sudden you've never thought about this before, but as you approach maybe, 60, 65, 65 plus, suddenly you're starting to think, oh, Social Security, retirement. It becomes a very important part of your life. You want to know, well, how much would I get? What would it be? And then you really start paying attention to stories like this one. And it's a positive story. That's USA Today. Social Security could get biggest cost of living increase in 40 years amid COVID-19 related inflation surge. For years, Social Security, and for those who are on it, if you got a cost of living increase, it would be 1% maybe. And you really wouldn't see a whole lot more than that. For the average retiree, though, who got a monthly check of $1,559 this year, right there, if in fact it winds up being a 6% cost of living increase that would come into effect next year, but they would make the announcement next month. Social Security Administration will make an announcement on cost of living. It's just the question is how much, and this seems to be the common thinking, is that it will be more significant than it has been in the past 20 years, because this would be the largest increase since 1982. But if in fact you were getting that check of $1,559 and a 6% increase, that would raise what you're getting per month by $93.54. Yeah. And so many people go through their lives thinking, well, when I retire, I'm going to live on Social Security. I hope that's not you. I hope that, and if not, someone has maybe, let me be the one then. Social Security, you're going to, I don't know. If you're going to live off $1,500 a month, do the math. That so that you understand this is how much you have. And that's really a misnomer, because you're really not going to have what it says. If I said it was $1,559, anybody who's already on Social Security would tell you now you got to take out taxes. There are other things that are going on here. So the amounts that come out. So that doesn't mean you're going to get the pure $1,559, but that's $1,559 a month. So hopefully by now you've been doing some other things, adding to other things. You got an IRA, you got a savings account, something that's going to supplement and or augment that Social Security check that you get every month. I hope that's the case. I'm going to share with you next week a gentleman I ran across on the internet. I think he's really good. I think he's probably one of the best financial planners I've ever seen because he's realistic in expectations. He doesn't start his conversations by saying, first, you get $1 million and put it in your IRA. Because again, he's very practical. He's saying, if you've got $100,000 in that nest egg, if you've got, 300, if you've got 50,000, his point is you have to figure out a way to survive on what you have. And he's very interesting. We'll try to get him on next week as far as getting his name out there to you. All right, that is it for me. I want to, again, a positive note, an increase in Social Security. That is a big deal for a whole lot of people. I'm going to go read some more of your comments. Appreciate your dropping by. Thanks for having me in for all of the week. I know we went through a long week with tropical weather. Doesn't look like we're going to have to worry about that next week. But I will look forward to seeing you back bright and early Monday on the television show, and then back here from the home studio as well. So go out and make it a terrific weekend. Quick reminder, you can catch up with what's going on, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. And again, hit us with a like if you don't mind. We'd appreciate it before you go. You go out and make it a terrific weekend. We'll talk again soon.